Hello and welcome to Always Elite. Today we're reviewing Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Now before we get started, why don't you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and hit that bell icon to stay up to date on what I'm going to be doing later. And the first match was the Call Your Shot match, gauntlet match. The winner gets a shot of title of choice. It's a battle royal until they get to the final two, then it's pinfall or submission. Now, instead of going through all the eliminations one by one, which not everybody got eliminated, oddly enough, there was one that didn't. I'm just going to read the entrants off in the order they came and how many eliminations people got. First to enter was Eddie Edwards. Then was Luster the Legend. Third was Adam Thornstein. Fourth was Jake Diener. Fifth was Rohit Raju. Sixth was Joey Ryan. Yes, good old Joey Ryan. Next was Jessica Havoc. Next, after that, was Rosemary. Then Madman Fulton. Cody Diener. Johnny Swinger. Jordan Grace. Swoggle. Kira Hogan. Raj Singh, Tommy Dreamer, Kylie Ray, Falaba, Sabu at number 19, and number 20 was Mahabali Shera. Now, Madman Fulton had 7 eliminations, Shera had 4, Joey Ryan had 2, Eddie Edwards had 2, Jordan Grace had 2, and Kylie Ray had 1. Now, the only person that didn't get eliminated was Swoggle. So somehow he either took himself out of the match, or I don't know what happened there, but he did not get eliminated. The last 4 of the match, we got to Falaba, Shera, Fulton, and Eddie Edwards. Shera eliminated Ba, Edwards eliminated Fulton. Now that leaves Edwards and Shera in the finals. Now it's a pinfall to the finish. Edwards pins Shera after a Boston knee party. Next match on the card was the Knockouts Championship match. It was Tennille Dashwood versus Taya Valkyrie. The match was back and forth right from the start. No one had really gained an advantage. Later in the match, Taya had a nasty package pile driver to Tennille right on the apron. Dashwood hits the spotlight. It's a running low leg lariat. But Johnny Bravo pulls Taya underneath the ropes so she can't be pinned. Taya hits the road to Valhalla, pins Dashwood, and retains her title. Next match on the card was the World Tag Team Championship match. It was Rhino and Rob Van Dam versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack versus Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. Swann and Mack taking early control. They were in control a lot of this match. The North take back control and use good tag team wrestling, cutting off the ring, cutting it basically in half like a good tag team should. Willie Mack takes back control late in the match, and all hell breaks loose. You know, each of them have their big moments and their big moves, back and forth and back and forth. To finish the match off, Van Dam turns on Rhino, but we're asking why. Maybe Van Dam's frustrated with Rhino. Maybe Van Dam's pissed off that a couple of the other wrestlers are using his moves. Maybe he's just pissed off in general. We'll have to wait and find out till Impact this coming week. RVD super kicks Rhino, Swann, and Mack, and then just leaves the ring, which allows the North to pin and retain their titles. The next match on the card was Michael Elgin versus Marufuji. If you look at Marufuji real close, he kind of looks like Shinsuke Nakamura, which is kind of ironic. Starts fast and no one gains an advantage. Elegant finally gains control with a dive and a top rope drop kick. Back and forth throughout the whole match. There was no decisive control for very long anyway. Kicks and chops. It was a strong style match. I prefer a strong style match, but it looked kind of odd in Impact. A buckle bomb and elegant, and then an elegant bomb, and it still can't put Marufuji away. Elegant does a rack bomb to Marufuji and pins, and Elegant finally gets his victory over Marufuji. The next match on the card was the X Division ladder match for the X Division title. Now this is an intergender match as well. It was Ace Austin versus Jake Crist, who was the champion, versus Tessa Blanchard versus Romero versus Daga. Tessa clears house immediately. She just kicks the crap out of everybody and clears house. Everybody loved it. There was lots and lots of ladder spots after that, mostly against Romero and Crist throughout most of the match, believe it or not. Probably, I'd have to say, probably 75-80% of the match. There was a Tower of Doom spot from the corner. There was quite a few ladder climbs as well. Everybody climbed the ladder and had their moments up on top before getting knocked down or whatever. Let's see. There was a huge ladder spot with Daga Canadian Destroyer to Jake Crist to the outside on top of a ladder. The ladder almost snapped in half. It was bent to hell. Late in the match, this is the ending now. Romero pushed off the ladder by Tessa to the outside through a table. He might have got hurt. It looked like he hurt himself through that table. In the end, it was Ace Austin uses a baton to knock Tessa off the ladder, who was right there, and claim the X Division title. Next match on the card was, believe it or not, Ken Shamrock. Yes, Ken Shamrock versus Moose. Ken gets Moose in an early armbar and then transitions into an ankle lock. There was a lot of ankle locks from Shamrock throughout the match. I think I counted 4, maybe 5. Frank Trigg, who was Moose's trainer, helps Moose by holding Shamrock's leg, and then after the referee admonished him and everything else had happened, he goes to the far turnbuckle and removes the turnbuckle. Moose gives Shamrock a low blow while the ref is down. Moose trips Shamrock into the exposed buckle, which looked awful. It didn't even look like he hit it, so they messed that spot right up. And he finishes him off with a spear, and Moose wins. I don't agree with how the match finished. However, I do agree that Moose should have won here because you're trying to put over the younger guy. Even though Moose isn't young, he's younger than Shamrock. And finally, we come to the World Championship match, which turned out to be a no DQ match between Sami Callihan and Brian Cage. It's a fast start. Cage gets the upper hand early and uses his Wolverine claw that he brought to the ring with him, which I don't understand because he had the Terminator eye on and he had the Terminator pack on. I don't know why he used the Wolverine claw. It's kind of weird. And he busts Callahan wide open with that claw. Back and forth, with both doing topes over and over again to each other. One would do one, knock him down, that one get back in, do another tope. It was weird. Callahan pile driver to Cage through a propped up guardrail, which looked like it hurt a little bit. After that, Callahan had total control for almost the rest of the match. Callahan pulls out tacks, pile driver through the tacks, Cage no sells it, stands back up, gives the drill claw to Callahan on the tacks, and then pins Callahan to retain his title. After that, there was a dark match. I believe it was after. It might have been before, but there was a dark match that I was not aware of. It was the match that I had done in the predictions. It was the Rascals versus Dr. Wagner Jr., Aerostar, and Taurus. The Rascals win the match via pin. Now I will be covering New Japan's event coming up this weekend. I don't remember what it is. Power Struggle, the finals of the Power Struggle, which is the junior tag team tournament, and then I will start to cover the World Tag League after that. That's all the time I have for you today. Remember, always be elite.